Mathematics. Chapter 1 Integers. Looking back at the topics we have learned before beginning the exercise 4, page number 7. In bold, it is written below in the last part of the page of the textbook. From the above examples, you would have noticed that product of positive integer and negative integer is always a negative integer. Product of a positive integer and a negative integer is always a negative integer. In fact, if we look back, one negative integer, that is odd number of integers multiplied, negative integers multiplied. So product of negative integers, positive integers, particularly negative integers, when it's odd number of integers multiplied, then we get the result as negative. When the number of negative integers are even, we get the result as positive. So this statement, product of positive integer and a negative integer is always a negative integer. Now turning to page number 8 and 9, then every time we multiply two negative integers, the product is a positive integer. When we multiply two negative integers, the product is a positive integer. That is, even number of negative integers when multiplied, we get a result as positive integer. 2, 4, 6, 8 and so on. 1.1.3b, multiplication of more than two negative integers. When more than two negative integers are multiplied, if the number of negative integers are odd, the product is negative. If the number of negative integers are even, the product is positive. You remember we stopped after completing the second question of exercise 4. Let's do the third question. Third question, a certain freezing process requires that room temperature be lowered from 40 degrees Celsius at the rate of 5 degrees Celsius per hour, minus 5 every hour. What will be the room temperature 10 hours after the process begins? What will be the room temperature 10 hours after the process? Every hour the temperature is going down 5 degrees Celsius. So for 10 hours, 5 into 5 multiplied by 10 is 50. After 10 hours, it will go down dip 50 degrees Celsius, but in the beginning it was 40 degrees Celsius. So it will be 40 minus 50 degrees Celsius, that is minus 10 degrees Celsius. As the result of 5 and 10 is 50, you can see. In a class test containing 10 questions, the fourth question, in a class test containing 10 questions, 3 marks are awarded for every correct answer. 3 marks per a correct answer, and minus 1 mark is given for every incorrect answer. Minus 1 per incorrect answer. For every incorrect answer. And 0 for questions not attempted at all. And 0 for questions not attempted. So the data, the figures are 10 questions in all, 3 marks for every correct answer, minus 1 for every incorrect answer, and 0 for not attempted. If at all somebody leaves the question, then they will get no marks, neither minus negative marks, neither positive marks, nor a positive marks. First bit in that fourth question, Gopi gets 5 correct and 5 incorrect answer. He got 5 correct, so that is 5 into 3, 15. and 5 incorrect, that is minus 5. So 15 minus 5 is equal to 10. What is his score? We have done here. Gopi attempted all the questions, all the 10 questions. He got 5 correct. 5 into 3, 5 threes, 5 multiplied by 3, the result is 15. And he has attempted 5 more, and he has given wrong answer, incorrect answer for those questions. For that, we know minus 1 marks are awarded. 5 into minus 1, the result is minus 5. So 15 minus 5 is 10. So the score of Gopi is 10. The second bit in fourth question, Reshma gets 7 correct answers. Reshma also attempted all the questions. She got 7 correct, and that result is 7 3 21, and she got 3 incorrect, minus 3. So here her score is 21 minus 3, that is 18. Reshma's score is 18. 21 minus 3, that is 18. Now the third bit in fourth question is Rashmi gets 3 correct. Rashmi gets 3 correct. So it is 3 into 3, 9, and she got 4 incorrect. She got 4 incorrect. That is 4 into minus 1 is minus 4. Whereas 4 incorrect answers out of 7 questions she attempts. What is her score? So her score is 9 minus 4, 5. Since she did not attempt 3 questions, she attempted only 7 questions, out of which she got 3 correct and 4 incorrect. So the score at the end of the exam or at the end of the test of 10 questions, Rashmi's score is 5, Reshma's score is 18, and Gopi's score is 10. Gopi got 5 correct answers and 5 incorrect answers. Reshma got 7 correct answers and 3 incorrect answers, whereas Rashmi attempted only 7 questions, out of which she got 3 correct answers and 4 incorrect answers. So her score is 5. Now let's try the fifth question. Chapter 1, Integers, Exercise 4, fifth question. A merchant on selling rice earns a profit of 10 per bag. A merchant on selling rice earns profit of 10 rupees 10 per bag. Rupees 10 per each bag of basmati rice sold. Each bag of basmati rice. Basmati rice sold, and a loss of rupees 5 per bag of non-basmati rice. Loss of rupees 5 per bag on sale of non-basmati rice. This is loss and this is profit. From the question, this is the data we need to know. We need to note. These are the things we need to note. This is our requirement here. From this we can understand, we can make out anything. Rupees 10 per bag profit for every basmati rice bag, and rupees 5 per bag loss for every non-basmati rice bag. So now the first question is, he sells 3,000 bags of rice. 3,000 bags of basmati rice. He sells 3,000 bags of basmati rice and 5,000 bags of non-basmati rice in a month. 5,000 bags of non-basmati rice and 3,000 bags of basmati rice. So we multiply 30,000 is his profit, whereas his loss is 5,000 into 5. It is 25,000. His loss is 25,000, but ultimately he is ending up with 5,000 profit because his profit is more than his loss. What is his profit or loss in a month? His profit is 5,000 rupees per month because he is selling 3,000 bags at 10 rupees profit. So the profit was 30,000 rupees, and the loss of selling non-basmati bags 5 rupees per bag, and he sold 5,000 bags. The result is 25,000 rupees was the loss. His profit was 30,000. So ultimately his profit is more than his loss. 30,000 is more than 25,000. It is 5,000 more than 25,000. 30,000 minus 25,000 is 5,000. Profit minus loss is he has got more profit, that is he has got 5,000 as profit. He did not incur any losses. That was the first bit in fifth question. Second bit, what is the number of basmati bags? What is the number of basmati bags he must sell to have neither profit nor loss? If the number of bags of non-basmati rice sold is 6,400, the number of non-basmati rice bags he sold is 6,400. So the loss will be non-basmati 500, 500, 5 4 20, 5 6 30, 31 32. 32,000 loss he has incurred by selling 6,400 bags of non-basmati rice at a loss of 5 rupees on each bag. Now, how many bags of basmati rice he needs to sell? Basmati rice he needs to sell to cover up this much of loss. 32,000 of loss he needs to cover up by selling how many basmati rice bags? We know that he sells at a profit of 10 rupees per bag of basmati rice. So we need to divide this 32,000 by 10 to know how many number of basmati rice bags we need to sell to cover up this much loss. So that is 3,200 bags of basmati rice. 3,200 bags of basmati rice he needs to sell to cover this loss and end up with neither loss nor profit. So I repeat, a merchant on selling a bag of basmati rice makes a profit of 10 rupees per bag, and on selling non-basmati rice per bag he incurs a loss of 5 rupees per bag. In a month, if he is selling 3,000 bags of basmati rice and 5,000 bags of non-basmati rice, how much profit or loss he is incurring? At 10 rupees profit per 3,000 per bag, he sold 3,000 bags of basmati rice, so he made 30,000 rupees profit. By selling 5,000 bags of non-basmati rice at 5 rupees loss per bag, he incurred or made loss of 25,000 in that month. So when the loss is deducted from profit, or when profit and loss is compared, he made 5,000 rupees profit because his profit was 30,000 and his loss was 25,000. So he made a profit of 5,000 in that month. And he sells, what is the number of basmati rice bags he must sell to have neither profit nor loss? If the number of bags of non-basmati rice sold is 6,400. Non-basmati rice sold is 6,400 given at a loss of 5 rupees per bag. So the total loss is 32,000 rupees. Now how many bags of basmati rice he needs to sell to cover up that much loss? The loss amount is 32,000, and we know the profit per bag of basmati rice sold is 10. We divide with 10 32,000. When we divide by 10, we get the quotient, we get the answer as 3,200. So he needs to sell 3,200 bags of basmati rice to cover up the loss of 6,400 bags of basmati rice. The result was 32,000 rupees. That completes the fifth question. The sixth question in the exercise 4, the last question in the exercise 4, the question says replace the blank with an integer to make it a true statement. Sixth question, first bit, -3 into dash is equal to 27. The result is 27. 3 into how much is 3 multiplied by what is 27? We know 3 nines are 27. 27 divided by 3 is 9. We know it is 9, but here one of the integers is negative and the resultant is a positive integer. So we need to have another negative integer here. So -3 multiplied by -9 is equal to 27. The second bit, 5 into dash is equal to -35. 5 into dash is equal to -35. 5 how many times is 35? 5 7 times is 35. 35 divided by 5 is 7. And one of the integers or the resultant integer result is minus, so we need to have one of the integers multiplied should be negative. Given integer is positive, so the integer which we need to fill in the blank must be a negative integer. It is -7. So one of the integers multiplied is negative and the result is negative. So the other integer must be a positive integer. And we know when we shift a number from left hand side to right hand side, when it is multiplied by, it changes to divided by. So -8 when divided by 56 divided by -8 is 7. 7 8s are 56. 7 minus 8 times is -56. Now going to the fourth and last bit, dash into -12 dash multiplied by -12 is 132. We know 12 tens are 120, 12 10 times are 120, 12 11 times are 132. We know the blank should be filled by 11, and here it's one negative integer and the resultant is a positive integer, so we need to have another negative integer. Since we know the product of two negative integers is a positive integer, the product of a positive integer and a negative integer is a negative integer, and product of two negative integers is a positive integer. Similarly here the product of two negative integers is a positive integer. Thus we have 11 in the blank. That concludes our exercise 4. Now division of integers. Topic 1.1.4 on page number 11. Division of integers. We know that the division is the inverse operation of multiplication. This is important, children. Make a note. Remember, division is the inverse operation of multiplication. Division is the inverse, upside down, inverse operation of multiplication. I repeat, division is the inverse operation of multiplication. Turning to page number 12, we know that 3 multiplied by 5 is 15. Therefore, 15 divided by 5 is equal to 3. 3 multiplied by 5 is equal to 15, and 15 divided by 3 is equal to 5. 15 divided by 5 is equal to 3. The three numbers involved, we get the same result. No new number comes out. Okay. 3 multiplied by 5 or 5 multiplied by 3 is equal to 15. 15 divided by 3 is equal to 5. 15 divided by 5 is equal to 3. Therefore, 12 divided by 4 is equal to 3. Similarly, 12 divided by 4 is equal to 3. 12 divided by 3 is equal to 4, and 4 multiplied by 3 is equal to 12. 3 multiplied by 4 is also equal to 12. Thus we can say that for each multiplication statement of natural numbers, there are two corresponding division statements. It is also noteworthy thing, for each multiplication statement, this one multiplication statement of natural numbers, we have natural numbers here, there are two corresponding division statements. This is multiplication statement of two natural numbers, and we have two division statements. Can we write a multiplication statement and its corresponding division statements for integers? Study the following and complete the table. The table on page number 12. 2 into minus 6 is equal to minus 12. What is given here, I am just reading out. 2 into minus 6 is equal to minus 12. Minus 12 divided by minus 6 is equal to 2. Minus 12 divided by 2 is equal to minus 6. Minus 4 multiplied by 5 is equal to minus 20. Minus 20 divided by 5 is equal to minus 4. Minus 20 divided by minus 4 is equal to 5 in the corresponding second line of the table. Minus 8 multiplied by minus 9 is equal to 72. 72 divided by minus 8 is equal to minus 9. 72 divided by minus 9 is equal to minus 8. Now the fourth line, where we need to fill the results. Minus 3 into minus 7. Minus 3 into minus 7 is equal to 21, because there are two negative integers multiplied. The resultant will be a positive integer. And dash divided by minus 3 is equal to 21 divided by minus 3 is equal to minus 7, and 21 divided by minus 7 is equal to minus 3 in the other blank. Now minus 8 multiplied by 4, 8 4s are 32, but one of the integers multiplied here is a negative integer, so we get the result as minus 32. Minus 32 divided by minus 8 is equal to 4, and minus 32 divided by 4 is equal to minus 8. The resultant. Then the last one, 5 into minus 9, 5 multiplied by minus 9, 5 9s are 45, but one of the integers being negative, the resultant is a negative integer. Then minus 45 divided by 5 is equal to minus 9, and minus 45 divided by 9 is equal to 5. 9 is equal to minus 5 divided by minus 9 is equal to 5. The last one in the series, minus 10 multiplied by minus 5. 10 5s are 50. Both the integers are negative. The resultant will be a positive integer. We know two negative integers, when multiplied, the product of two negative integers is a positive integer. 50 divided by minus 10 is equal to minus 5, and 50 divided by minus 5 is equal to minus 10. So we complete the table. We complete filling the table on page number 12. We can infer from the above that when we divide a negative integer by a positive integer, I repeat, when we divide a negative integer by a positive integer, or a positive integer by a negative integer, we divide them as whole numbers and then negative sign for the quotient. Then we put a negative sign for the quotient. We thus get a negative integer as the quotient. When one negative integer is involved, the quotient, the resultant will also be a negative integer, since again we come back to the rule, if it's an odd number of negative integers are multiplied, then the resultant will be a negative integer. Now let's do the computations do this on page number 12. First one is asking us to compute the following. The first bit is minus 100 divided by 5. If it was 100 divided by 5, we would have got the result 20. There is one negative integer involved here, so resultant will also be a negative integer. Second bit, minus 81 divided by 9. Again, one negative integer involved, with the resultant will also be a negative integer. Third bit, minus 75 divided by 5. 5 15 times is 75, but it's a negative integer. We are dividing it, so the resultant will be a negative integer. Fourth bit, minus 32 divided by 2. It's 16, one negative integer, so the resultant will be a negative integer as well. The fifth bit, 125 divided by minus 25. 25 5 times is 125, and this 25 with which we are dividing is minus negative integer, so resultant will also be a negative integer, obviously. Sixth bit, 80 divided by minus 5. 5 16 times is 80, but this 5 being negative, we get the resultant as also a negative integer. 5 minus 16 times is 80, or 80 divided by minus 5 is equal to 60. Then the seventh and last bit, 64 divided by 16. 64 divided by minus 16. 64 divided by 16 is 4, but this 16 is minus, so the result will also be minus, it's negative integer. Try this. Can we say that in the blue box, in the box on page number 12, minus 48 divided by 8 is equal to 48 divided by minus 8. Minus 48 divided by 8 is equal to 48 minus 48 divided by minus 8. Yes, we can say both ways the result will be same. It would be 6. Both the places the result would be minus 6. Check whether first one again here, 90 divided by minus 45 and minus 90, and minus 90 divided by 45 is same. Yes, both the places it will be minus 2. 90 divided by minus 5 and 45 is also equal to minus 2, and minus 90 divided by 45 is also equal to minus 2. Third one, second one in the blue box, minus 136 divided by 4 is equal to 136 divided by 4 is equal to 4. 3 times is 12. 136 divided by minus 4 here. It is minus 4 here. Okay, 4 3s are 12. 4 4s are 16. The result is minus 34 in both the places. Minus 136 divided by 4 is also equal to minus 34, and 136 divided by minus 4 is also equal to minus 34. We also observe that minus 12 divided by minus 6 is equal to 2. Minus 20 divided by minus 4 is equal to 5. Minus 32 divided by minus 8 is equal to 4. Minus 45 divided by minus 9 is equal to 5. We can say that, when we divide a negative integer by a negative integer, we get a positive integer as the quotient. When we divide a negative integer by again another negative integer, two negative integers are involved, the result will be a positive integer. Now do this on page number 13. Let's go to the page number 13. Compute the following again. First one, compute the following. The first bit is minus 36 divided by minus 4. 4 nines are 36. Both the places there are negative integers, so two negative integers are involved. The resultant will be a negative, resultant will be a positive integer. Second bit, minus 201 divided by minus 3. Minus 201 divided by minus 3. Minus into minus, minus both places, we know we get a positive integer. 3 6 are 18 and 3 7s are 21. 3 6 are 18, 2 is left here, 3 7s are 21. We get the output as 67 when 201 is divided by 3, but both the places it was negative integer. Minus 201 divided by minus 3, we get 67. Third one in the series here, minus 325 divided by minus 13. Minus 325 divided by minus 13. It is 2 times 26. Resultant is a positive integer. 2 times is 26 and 85 is 8 is remainder when 26 is subtracted from 32. 6 is remainder here. Then 13 5 times is 65. So the resultant is 25. Minus 325 divided by minus 13 is 25. Now let's repeat from the beginning. Do this, compute the following. Minus 100 divided by 5. Minus 100 divided by 5 is minus 20. Then in the second bit, minus 81 divided by 9 is minus 9. When one negative integer is divided by a positive integer, we get a result negative integer. Minus 75 divided by 5 is minus 15. Minus 32 divided by 2 is minus 16. 125 divided by minus 25 is minus 5. 80 divided by minus 5 is minus 16. 64 divided by minus 16 is minus 4. In all these 7 bits you see, you observe there is one negative integer involved in the operation. So the resultant is also a negative integer. Minus 48, then we go on to the next stage of it. Minus 48 divided by 8 is equal to 48 divided by minus 8 is equal to minus 6. Similarly, one negative integer is involved, so the resultant will also be a negative integer. Now do this on the page number 12. Try this. 90 divided by minus 45. Again, one negative integer is involved, so the resultant will be again a negative integer. Minus 90 divided by 5 is also equal to minus 2. Minus 136 divided by 4 is equal to 136 divided by minus 4 is equal to minus 34. Then minus 12, here two negative integers are involved in the operation of division. Then we get a resultant as a positive integer. Minus 12 divided by minus 6 is equal to 2. Minus 20 divided by minus 4, we get result as 5. Minus 32 divided by minus 8, it's 4. Minus 45 divided by minus 9 is 5. Then compute the following on page number 13. Minus 36 divided by minus 4, we get the result as 9. Minus 201 divided by minus 3, in the second bit the result is 67. Third bit, minus 325 divided by minus 13, the result is a positive integer. When two negative integers are involved, it is 25. Then the properties of integer. Let's come back with the clip on properties of integers in the next video.